Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of Showcase on Dark Souls 3. Now, I actually find something important to do these videos on these talismans and staffs, because on the surface they appear to be nearly identical, but underneath the surface they are not. Case in point for today's item, which is the Saint's Talisman. In terms, like I said, on the outside, in stat-wise, it seems identical, but it is not. The description of his weapon reads, medium for casting miracles of the gods. Ivory talismans are given to 2 women clerics, yes. And faith is greatly affected in their effectiveness. Alright, stuff we already know. There is a certain frailty to this talisman which undermines the steadfast granted by its skill. Yes. The skill in question is the Unfaltering Prayer, which temporarily increases poise while casting miracles and prevent any attacks from interrupting prayer. It works equipped with either hand. But yes, it's all the same compared to all other talismans I've done, but this one's a little different, which we'll see when we get to performance. However, visually, it's quite nice to look at. It's clearly there, it's not tiny, you can actually see it. And yes, silk would quickly wear away and become very dirty in the likes of combat. Especially if you're holding with your dirty gloves that's been dirtied by your weapon and your weapon's been dirty with your opponent's blood. So yes, it wouldn't be white or silky very long. That's for certain. For this review, I'll also be using my mace to help me kill my enemies. But let's move on to the stats of the Saint's Talisman. Now, ignoring the physical, we can go right into spell buff, which the original buff was only 100, no different from the plain talisman. So in terms of buff, we get pretty much the same damage overall. Going on to the true bonuses, we got a D for strength and A for faith, for what that's worth. The true requirements, you need 4 strength and 16 faith. Pretty standard, not really unexpected. Then we got the Unfaltering Prayer, which takes 8 FP to use. The weight of the weapon is 0.5. It's alright, it's pretty typical, it's nothing out of the blue here, all to be expected. And not to mention, I do have to point out, well, the durability is higher than what I expect it to be. When it says silk, and it's not very durable, I expect something a bit lower than 65, but whatever, it is what it is. Moving on to the few animations there are. The basic attack is pretty much the spell or miracle you chose to use. And we can see with the special attack, the Unfaltering Prayers, I glow, but, however, that will at 8 FP use the cast on top of whatever spell you're using, so you run out quickly. And while upgrading this weapon, you'll need Titanite shards, easily acquired and pretty cheap. The buff increases by 3 per level, at least for the half of the levels, and the other half increases by 1, same as every other talisman. Otherwise, the upgrade is very minimal at best. But that's across all talismans that is similar to that. And we can see now that the buff does not even increase this upgrade doesn't increase the buff every time. One of the levels there didn't increase at all. And we can hurry at the final level. It's okay. It's okay. Not much different from the plain talisman. Alright, when performance, I'll throw a couple lightning spears and use my Dark Moon Blade. Okay, so a spear, we got 260 damage, which is pretty typical. Not really impressive, but not exactly underwhelming either. It is a spell after all. And I'm getting close with my Unfaltering Prayer, and you can see I do a lot more damage to hit him twice. But no matter, let's finish this off with the Dark Moon Blade. Now, in terms of that damage, it's always the same, but we got plenty of damage. Now, these guys are resistant to magic, so I won't be bothered using the Lightning Blade on them. But you can see the difference of my Dark Moon Blade enchantment. Now, using spells against a Gorgal, or the Faith spells, is not very ideal. He's rather resistant to magic. But in terms of using my melee weapon, you can see I did 316. I'll throw on my Dark Moon Blade. Let's see what I can do different. Now, if you just drop that shield so kindly. That's the rolling attack, which almost made the same damage. Pretty good. Let's finish off a charge check. Okay, we get a lot of damage there. Now, going on to the Black Knight, I guess I should lay on you something interesting. As I mentioned earlier, this is different. A bad difference. So, you've seen something there. Okay. The unfaltering prayer did not stop that. Let's try it again. Okay. You gotta make sure you get hit while doing that. Let's heal up before this. Exactly. It's twice now. I was interrupted. That one I managed to catch. That's the third time I'm interrupted. You're starting to see a theme here. After the deed was done, I went back with the canvas talisman, and you can see here, I am not interrupted. The Saint's Talisman, for whatever reason, does not really stop me from, it doesn't really increase my poise, if at all. A very poor increase. Mind you, even the canvas talisman won't stop everything, as you see. But at least stops some blows, opposed to none. However, the special is weaker than the other talismans. So yeah, it's the major con. Not much to this weapon in terms of pros and cons, but the con is pretty strong on that. Anyhow, let's go on to the score. Score will be different, however. For the buff, I'll still give it a 6 out of 10. The buff is still the same as the canvas and plain talisman. No difference there, but the special, I'm only going to give it a 3 out of 10. It will stop some light blows from smaller enemies, but we need to stop blows from bigger enemies. This special falls short compared to the others. The bonus, well, again, it's the same, so I'll give it a 5 out of 10. But however, with the miscellaneous, I'll give it a 2 out of 10. That special is an important feature of these talismans. If it's clearly weaker than the others, but does yet not any more powerful than the others, there is very little point to use it. Incredibly little. So in total, the Saint's Talisman gets 16 out of 40, which is bad. It really shouldn't be used compared to the other talismans. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Take care out there.